Yo, what is going on, you crispy crawlers? Gonna be playing some games with Inteleon Control today. Not sure if you guys have heard of this deck. I've been wanting to try out something like this for a while, just haven't gotten around to it. So it's a energy control deck. We do end up winning the game through attacking with Inteleon with the max bullet. But first, we harass our opponent with Crushing Hammers and Yell Grunts and Giratina with the Dimension Breach. And what else do we have in here? We got some Power Plants. We got the Wondrous Labyrinth, Scoop Ups. We got 320 on this big lizard dude, so they're not gonna one-shot him. Usually we do have some weakness guard energy just in case they're playing Pikarom. And yeah, and then we have Jirachi is our main source of draw in this deck. We use that guy as our draw engine. We got the normal draw supporters in here: Cynthia's, some Marnies, 4 Cynthia, 3 Marnie. Wasn't feeling research in this deck. I didn't like discarding the cards, so yeah, going with that. So yeah, the main thing we're doing here is just SWSHEning early on, just loading up our hand, eventually get into the Inteleons, use those guys, just kind of energy deny for a while, you know, get into the Hydro Snipe as well, some Crushing Hammers. We do play the Articuno-GX, so we have a GX attack with that Cold Crush to remove even more energy from our opponent's Pokemon. And then we do have an Oranguru with the Resource Management in case we want to, you know, recover something like Crushing Hammers to remove that much more energy as well. And yeah, that's the list. Let's go ahead, let's get into some games. All right, we're into one. Lost the coin flip, that's fine. We'll be going second here, most likely. In this one, I can't imagine our opponent would want to go second. Yeah, just gonna have to go with it. Open up the Jirachi, which is the optimal starter here for us. Got a Oranguru, got a draw supporter to work with, so we got some stuff to do. See what our opponent's playing here. It's a greens deck, so that's kind of good for us because that means we can. They probably don't have a ton of energy acceleration, which you can try and run them, actively run them out of energy for sure here. Definitely going to try and run them out of energy here. We saw Metal Energy, so it's probably Lucario Melmetal Caparaja, or just straight up Lucario Melmetal. That would be my guess. We can definitely try and run them out of energy. That should be 7 mulligans. Well, they definitely might want to reset them, but so I'm going to get some of these guys down before they reset them. There's ADP, so it is ADP Greens. Okay, so I saw Metal Energy. This does make sense, though. ADP Greens is pretty cool. I actually really like the deck myself. Yeah, they might reset stamp us here, so I wanted to get those basic Pokemon in play because, yeah, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 card hand. Who wouldn't want to reset stamp that? I know I would, so I wouldn't blame my opponent for doing it. So if they have one, they can hit us with it. They're going first, though, so they can't play a draw supporter, so they can't play greens to find it or anything like that. So they might just not be able to get to one. It looks like they're not going to be able to get into one, and it's going to be over to us. Start with Stellar Wish here. They put a Power Plant in play. Access to a Power Plant. Reset Stamp. Wondrous Labyrinth. I'm going to take the Labyrinth right here. Not going to use it. We're just going to go Escape Board active. Attach a water to Inteleon. And I'm just going to Yell Grunt that energy back into their hand. And just play it slow for now, I think. And just pass over to our opponent. Let them have their turn. Yeah, just play it slow. Our main game plan here is just going to be energy denial and energy disruption. So I'm down to just sit here for a while. They got some energy disruption themselves. Here comes a Crushing Hammer. Tails from our opponent, though. There's a new Metal Energy onto the ADP. I'm trying to get rid of it once again. Okay, we got the Calm. Get rid of this guy. We'll probably go ahead and gonna go ahead and we could just sit here though on this hand. I wouldn't mind just sitting here on this hand. The bucket, then out the deck a little bit more. Get into the Stellar Wish. They definitely probably should have attached to their benched dude here. I'm taking this Crushing Hammer, so when they do attach, theoretically, to their benched guy, we'll be able to Crushing Hammer that energy, maybe. And yeah, we're just going to Hydro Snipe, 60 damage. Puts the energy back in their hand. They're that much further away from the GX attack of the Alter Creation. That much further away from the Ultimate Ray. I'm sure they would be fine to not even GX attack in this matchup, and they would be fine to just go ahead and just start using Ultimate Ray as soon as possible. Go ahead, Crushing Hammer. Got a heads, get rid of that. Gonna go ahead, attach a weakness guard energy here. And there's the concede. I don't blame them. Once we started that energy locking, we got out our turn 3 attack, which is a little bit aggressive for this deck, to be honest. But there's nothing really stopping us from doing it, so may as well go ahead and attack on turn 3. There's not much they could have done there, so quick easy dub over the ADP Greens right there. All right, we're into another one. We are going second in this one as well. We got an Inteleon start, or could open the Zigzagoon. I think I'm gonna open the Zigzagoon. I want to actively like have the Inteleon up there chilling. until he's kind of able to evolve at the very least, until it's an Inteleon VMAX. I don't really want it in the active there. Jirachi start from our opponent. Does not tell us really at all what they're playing yet. If it is like a Pikarom, we do have a weakness guard energy, which is great. We can put that on the Inteleon. And there's a Metal Saucer. So it is a Zacian deck. Almost certainly some kind of Zacian deck. Here comes a Quick Ball. Get rid of a boss's orders. Yeah, I'm sure it's some kind of a Zacian deck. Combo Zacian. And it could be the ADP Zacian. You don't see that one as much anymore. Not a terrible deck, just not as good as it once was. That is for sure. Yeah, not as strong or powerful of a deck as it used to be. All right, it is a Zacian deck of some type. Got a Jirachi, which is great. Gonna go ahead and switch into that. Mention Inteleon, attach a weakness guard, play a Marnie, disrupt that big hand from our opponent. 8 cards in hand. I don't want them to have that many cards to work with. And here we go. Gonna take that Crushing Hammer, try and slow down our opponent's attacking with that Brave Blade. Did find ourselves a head. Gonna bench another Jirachi and pass over to our opponent. Yeah, so our goal in this one is definitely gonna be, once again, energy denial as much as possible. Get into the Inteleon VMAX. Start attacking with that first attack to once again slow our opponent down from being able to attack just in general. Get into that bigger attack, start taking knockouts, remove the energy from play with that. Because we could like hit a Zacian with the first attack for 60, puts the energy back into their hand, and then if we get into that second attack for 160, that does 2-shot a Zacian. So we have to make them kind of re-put energy down on the same Zacian we just hit for 60, meaning they don't get to set up another Zacian. Then when we take this knockout, we remove 3 energy from play, ideally leaving them with kind of like no energy in play to work with. And that's gonna be our game plan here. Just keep disrupting the energy and dealing damage while we're doing it. Got that first Crushing Hammer heads, which is a big help. I mean, it does mean that they can now use the Metal Saucer, but that's one less Metal Saucer we have to deal with later on. Here comes a Research. They are playing the Sanya. We do see the Sanya, so that means it is probably a combozation build of sorts. Yeah, usually when you see the Sanya, it means it's combozation of some kind. That is usually what the Sanya means. Yeah, so we'll see. Let's see what they got in store for us. There's a switch. And do they got anything else? Just gonna go into that Intrepid Sword maybe. Escape Board. Maybe another Jirachi coming down. Just retreat to a Zacian. Don't want to lose that Jirachi, I guess. But I don't mind hitting the Zacian myself. So I'm kind of fine with this situation. If we are able to find the VMAX. That's the first step here. Tat. Just gonna play the Cynthia. No Marnie this time. Not gonna be able to disrupt that big old hand of our opponents. Did find the VMAX and a Crushing Hammer. See if we can't get another heads here. Nope, no heads this time. Stellar Wish. Could grab the Escape Board. Grab the Wondrous Labyrinth. I don't know if our opponent, maybe they don't even play an answer for Wondrous Labyrinth here, actually. Grab the Escape Board. Calm away the Jirachi. Get a Inteleon VMAX here. We also do play that Articuno, which you can use later on to remove a lot of energy from our opponent's field. Escape Board. New Jirachi. And Stellar Wish again. Another Crushing Hammer. Just gonna go with that, I think. Throw it out. Ooh, back-to-back tails, no good. I will bench this Inteleon. We want to try and evolve it as soon as possible. Our opponent has had too much time to thin out their deck and access their deck to just for sure knock this out. We want to just try and get it in play. So yeah, they have a ton of energy acceleration in this deck. The Intrepid Sword, the Metal Saucers, and they can even just kind of like, if we remove enough energy from play, they can just take a turn off and just use Intrepid Sword, recover energy for their turn. They don't even have to, you know, Brave Blade. They can just sit there and be like, all right, you remove a lot of energy, I'm just going to retreat into a Jirachi. Maybe a Lily's Pokédoll if they play it, because sometimes this deck does play Lily's Pokédoll. I'm just be like, all right, just going to retreat, wait a second, Intrepid Sword, recover some of those energies you've been discarding, and go from there. We're hoping we don't see a boss's orders here. If they do boss's orders, I would definitely prefer that they boss's orders this guy and knock him out. If they just knock out our active, definitely fine with that as well. We'll see what they go with here. Here comes a Primate Wisdom. And we're probably just going to go down the route of energy disruption once again. Put this, use our first attack, 60 damage, put this energy into their hand. That way they have to reattach it to be able to attack again on the next turn. And then we could knock it out on the following turn and then go from there. Here comes the Sanya. So they're probably pulling off the, well, actually they just used Primate Wisdom. So they might not be able to pull off combo this turn, but next turn they'll probably be able to pull off the combos. Also get them a bunch of energy in their hand to work with as well. So there's a lot of energy for us to go through. But I'm up to the challenge. We'll see if we can't handle it. Yeah, here comes that sign. Yeah, we're definitely going to use Hydro Snipe, kind of slow our opponent down. So we'll put this Weakness Guard energy probably here on this Inteleon to get this guy ready to build up into that max bullet itself. Well, those were not combo pieces, so maybe the Jirachi Prism is already prized. I feel like that's probably just worse for us, actually, to be honest. We'll see here as they're about to go ahead and Brave Blade. Goodbye, Jirachi. If it is prized, let's see if they go ahead and rip it right here. Still are odd that they put this Jirachi on the bench, though. All right, do a quick ball. Could use the Articuno as soon as right now if we wanted to. I wouldn't hate doing that. I'm gonna play a little bit slower to begin with here. Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit slower here. Water Scoop Up also orders Articuno. Pretty cool. Let's get ourselves a draw supporter for the next turn. Grab that Marnie. Super Scoop Ups we can use to like kind of pick up our Inteleon, so we can just come up here, just gonna hit for 60. And then put this metal energy back in their hand, and then if they hit us, we can either attach this water, take the knockout here, or we could just scoop this up and keep doing the same thing we're doing. They'll eventually run out of switches, so they won't be able to constantly move the Zacians around. I'll probably just go with the scoop up. If I hit tails, I might go for the knockout, or I might go for the Articuno play. Actually not sure which one I'd want to go with. We'll see what our opponent does. They also need a switch here. This Zacian can't attack again currently. They just use Brave Blade, so they got to either retreat to the bench and then use a Scoop Up Net or hit a switch. Here's a Marnie. That's pretty annoying. We lost a lot of options that we had in that hand. Oof. And this hand is not as good as the last one. Still some options here, though, so not terrible. If they do go for the hard retreat, they won't be able to attack. Unless they got, like... Oh, there's a hard retreat to a different Zacian. So I have a feeling... Yeah, it's just going to be the Intrepid Sword. This is perfect. It's exactly what we wanted to see right here. Our hand, a little weak. Just gonna go ahead, Hydro Snipe once again. Just reduce their energy in play. That's all we're actively looking to do. Yeah, put it back in their hand. Run them out of switches, run them out of energies, run them out of resources, kind of in general, as opposed to fully just running them out of energy. Because we can't Brave Blade back to back. That's like the big thing here. They can't constantly Brave Blade. So just keep putting those energies back in their hand. Just gonna keep doing that. Probably gonna go with the Articuno here next turn. I don't see a better play. Definitely reliant on our top deck here over the next few turns to give us an out, because we're kind of dry on resources right here, I guess is the best way to put it. A little bit low on resources. That is a big research from our opponents. It's carding a lot of stuff. They're down to Saucer now. I think the Dedenne left there. And that's quite a few things. Shrine is gone. I don't see Shrine too often, but that means they don't have that's one less stadiums they have to counter Wondrous Labyrinth, which we are going to definitely be trying to take advantage of here in a little bit. All right, 320. There's a Dedenne for us. All right, that gives us something to work with here soon. Quick ball away the... Gotta be the Inteleon here, I guess. Get that Articuno. Legendary Ascent. Yes. Take away that water energy with it. And then Cold Crush. 3 more energy down the drain from our opponent. All right, we're down 2 Saucer. They got 4 metal in the discard pile. They usually play around 11 metal energy. And like I said, more so than just trying to run them out of metal energy, running them out of switch does a lot for us as well. Being down a stadium, like I said as well, that's pretty good. Wondrous Labyrinth, higher chance to stick next turn. This Zacian looking like he's ready to go, though. That's a pretty big threat to us. We'll see here. Here comes a Wisdom. Now down 3 metal Saucer. Only 1 Saucer left. So that's the only energy that can kind of come and play out of nowhere on their turn, is that energy. Another Intrepid Sword. This guy is the guy we're worried about now. Let's see. I'm putting a Escape Board active. And put a water here so I can hard retreat it. Scoop Up Net a Zigzagoon. Go put 10 on. Let's sort over here. Oh, I can't because of the goggles. Completely forgot about the goggles. All right. I don't think it's going to matter too much where I put it anyway, so hopefully it won't get too punished for that mistake of mine. Super Scoop Up. Going to try and pick up this Inteleon. Ooh, we're able to. That's great. Coming back down now. And switch into the Jirachi. Sounds good to me. Would actually go with which in Jirachi, put a board on top of the deck, put out a Marnie, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get that Marnie. do want to disrupt my opponent's hand. I also want to see some more cards myself, so let's get this Marnie. Put this Inteleon back down. We could get, yeah, Inteleon back down. I was gonna say we could get an Oranguru, but this feels fine. Yeah, disrupt our opponent's hand here. There's the Oranguru. I want it for next turn. All right, Scoop Up Net, Mewtwo. Throw out a Crushing Hammer. Oh, no heads. All right, gonna go ahead and Mewtwo a Marnie on top once again. Just keep that going. I'm gonna retreat to the Mewtwo here, I think. Because I don't want to lose my Jirachi with the Escape Board. He's really cool. He's giving us a lot of cards with the Stellar Wish, giving us a lot of tools to work with. Keep him around. He's a pretty cool guy. And keep running with that. Yeah. Give up this Mewtwo. If they want this Mewtwo, if they have a Gust effect, they're going to get it. Nothing we can do about that. Oof. All right. Escape Board is getting lost here. That's unfortunate. We're down 3 net, 2 switch as well. So we're kind of out of switch cards here. Yeah, we're just about. Going to that Hydro Snipe on the next turn. They're running out of switch themselves too as well. Only 3 switch left. There's a boss's orders. They can definitely draw some big prize cards here. What are they going to go after though? Definitely, I'm definitely curious to see what they go after here. Line up my Inteleon VMAX if they wanted to, but then they risk getting punished my Super Scoop Up heads. But if they don't deal with them at some point, maybe just going after a 2 prizer is going to be a little bit more valuable. Yeah, boss's orders. Get rid of my Articuno. Interesting, not going after the Inteleon. That's fine with me. Alright, goodbye, Articuno. Yeah, we're just going to go into the Inteleon VMAX. Hydro Sniping once again. Here we go. Calm away. Oranguru. Going to get another VMAX out here. I do only play 2 comms to find my VMAXs, so they're pretty hard to find. So getting them out like this is pretty good. Alright, they did use, their Dedenne is gone, they usually only play 1, so I'm not going to worry about Power Plant quite yet. Just go ahead and Hydro Snipe, put an energy back in their hand. Yes, please. They only hit him for 30 damage, but that is also, once again, fine. That's just fine. They only have 1 saucer, 1 switch left. So this guy's pretty much trapped here, unless they got that last switch. So we're hoping they don't have that last switch. They also can't saucer to their active, so this guy might just be stuck. They also have the goggles on the active versus potentially an Escape Board. They maybe only play 1 though, because there's a lot of switching cards in decks like this, so it's very possible they only play 1 Escape Board. We're just going to keep doing our thing here, keep punching with that Hydro Snipe. Might play Yell Grunt next turn on this guy and just kind of reduce the energy there while we just kind of set up a little bit further. Yeah, we're just kind of chilling. This deck's a lot about just kind of chilling, doing our thing. Have a lot of energy denial still to work with. Got what, 2 Crushing, oh, we're out of Crushing Hammers. 1 Yell Grunt left. The Wondrous Labyrinth. We have 3 Super Scoop Ups left to kind of deny prize. Here comes a Mew from our opponent. Mostly for the Pikarom matchup. I'm sure that's why they included it, but it doesn't hurt when your opponent's playing Inteleon VMAX with the Max Bullet attack, reducing that 60 damage I can potentially do to the bench. All right, that is their last switch. They can't switch anymore. This is it. They're out of those. Can no longer pull those shenanigans off. Scoop Up Net. All right. Could also Super Scoop Up our Dedenne. That way there's not a target for them to one-shot here. Because they could one-shot our Dedenne. And if they get the Jirachi Prism either in the prize cards or it's already in there, they could win the game off that. But they can't one-shot an Inteleon VMAX, which we have going for us right now. So we might go ahead and try and scoop up Dedenne here. I actually probably will play the Scoop to try and get Dedenne out of play. Because they could also theoretically go like... Well, they're down 2 boss's orders. I don't even know if they could. Yeah, I am not sure. Gonna throw down the Oranguru. Attach the weakness guard. Scoop Up versus Yell Grunt. It is interesting. Let's get rid of this Dedenne. I'm almost positive they're playing combo. I don't want them to be able to win. I'm gonna keep the Power Plant in my hand then, because their Dedenne's gone, but I still have one, so I kind of want to be able to utilize mine. Rest of this hand. Nothing big going on, but we don't need anything ridiculous to happen right here. We could Dedenne change next turn, actually. Look for that Wondrous Labyrinth. That's like a big card for us to find right now. They are down 1 shrine. Who knows if they play a second one? But usually when a deck plays shrine, they usually play 2 of them. I'm trying to think. They probably play Zigzagoon as well, I would imagine, alongside these shrines to try and get up to enough damage to actually one-shot a Pikarom, which is definitely possible. So it's possible they only play 1 shrine. to try and reach those numbers. Shrine ticks once or twice if it sticks in play, and then Zigzagoon once or twice allows a Brave Blade, as long as the Pikarom doesn't have a big charm, to get the knockout on a Pikarom. Alright, here we go. Here comes a Brave Blade from our opponents. There is... Alright, Wondrous Labyrinth, I think, is the card we need here. They're out of switch, so they can't move this guy. There's a good top deck. I was planning to Dedenne change this turn anyways. I'm going to go ahead and Quick Ball away a Power Plant. In out this Jirachi. Can go into Resource Management here soon. We don't have any Scoop Ups. We're actually out of Water Energy as well. We're kind of just running out of everything here. Grab this. Go ahead and... Yeah, they're out of Switch, right? Yeah, 4 Switch gone. How many Saucer are gone? 3 Saucer gone. So they have a Saucer left. So let's go with Reset Stamp to 3. Yell Grunt off the bench. I guess I should have Yell Grunted first there. Oops, that's a mistake. That's definitely a mistake. Should have Yell Grunted first. Let's find this Wondrous Labyrinth, though. No Labyrinth. Alright, we might be in trouble here. Retreat and Research could be okay. Or Retreat and Resource Management. Let's do that. Yeah, I just gotta go for that Resource Management. Resource Management, just gonna go ahead and grab triple Crushing Hammer. And then hopefully we can Cynthia into Crushing Hammers and the Labyrinth and slow our opponent down. We wanted the Labyrinth here this turn. Or they have 1 Metal Saucer left in deck. I definitely should have not put that metal. I should put that metal, done the Yell Grunt first, and then did the other thing. So next turn we can play the Bucket. We can play the Quick Ball. Then we can play Cynthia. Try and get some Crushing Hammers. Try and get the Labyrinth. And then once again, resource back in more Crushing Hammers. Hope the Labyrinth ends up sticking. And just kind of repeat that process. So we'll see here. They got 3 energy on the bench guy. There's that Wondrous Labyrinth. We need an energy for the Oranguru, though. Oops, I think we're actually out of energy. So we can't do the Labyrinth yet. But I'm going to go this. I'm going to go Bucket. Oh, we do have an energy left. Okay, so we can do this like this. Going to Quick Ball away Jirachi. There's 2 draw supporters left in the deck, which is nice. Throw the Wondrous Labyrinth in play. I am then going to play this Cynthia. Hopefully hit some Crushing Hammers. Still need to hit some heads, though. That's not a heads. That's a heads. Where do we take it from, though? Saucer left. That's 10 energy between them. Let's take it off. For the active Wonder Brave, they would need a top deck energy. Then they would have to hard retreat this one to attack with this one. Let's remove the energy. And what would I even recover? Because we still have to win the game somehow on our turn. Oh, man. Let's remove it off the active. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach. I'm going to Resource Management. Do I have a Power Plant left? Do not. Resource. Unfortunately, our Ordinary Rod is prized. Or I think we'd be in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, our Ordinary Rod being prized is gonna hurt us a lot. We don't have any way to attack anymore because of that. We can reduce our opponent's ways to attack as well, though. Resource, just grab Crushing. Crushing. And... Ooh, I'm drawing a blank on this last one. What do we need? What would give us a chance to win this game? Just hope they don't have an energy, I think has to be it. Yeah, just take triple Crushing. If our opponent has an energy here, I think they win. We got them in this late game loop where we can constantly play Cynthia or another draw supporter. Pretty much draw our whole deck, plus a draw supporter, and then kind of resource cards back in and see those. So we have to kind of just hope that they don't have, and metal for the Zacian, or the Metal Saucer. They do have 3 prize cards. Yeah, we just have to hope they can't attack with this guy this turn. Or they have to dig so deep in their deck that we're still able to win because of it. There's a Jirachi Prism grab, though, so I have a feeling this one might be over. Finally, it looks like they're going to pull off the combo here. Comes the Wisdom. Gotta assume the draw. We got close. We got very close. But not quite there in the end. It looks like our opponent's probably going to be able to pull this one out. We'll see here. There's the 11th energy. Yeah. Then they retreat. And then they do need to knock out, yeah, our Inteleon or Dedenne. Both work. We're close. We're 1 energy short. trying to think of something I could have done differently. There's probably a couple things I could have done differently throughout the game. Them not having the energy in hand from the Yell Grunt would have been a good start. Maybe they wouldn't have been able to hit that last energy there. But that's going to do it for these games with the Inteleon control deck. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Different take on some kind on a control deck here. We had a really close one with the Zacian deck in the end. It came down to that our last energy, last metal saucer. So we were like 2 energy away from being able to cut them completely off. But if we just removed if we got like 2 heads with the Crushing Hammers there, we would have had him, I think. I think we would have had him there in the end. But yeah, it's a fun deck. Something still control based, but not quite as oppressive as like a handlock deck. It's so a little bit more fun with the energy control. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the games. If you did, be sure to give the video a like. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.